One of the biggest weight loss, health, fitness, transformational tips I could possibly give you, I think here from my own journey. This is coaching aside, though I do see this in my clients, but from my own journey, I deeply resonate with this one so much because when I fully realized, internalized this, when I felt this deeply emotionally, I was a lot more consistent. Right? Before this, I was still getting results, but I was on, off, on, off. Once I mastered this particular point, the consistency just goes through the roof, and it's this. There's no such thing as slow progress. If you're growing, you're growing. If you're progressing, it's progression. There is no such thing as slow progress. These benchmarks and goalposts that we have sometimes, like, oh, I must lose X amount of pounds in some time in order to reward myself with the self-talk that I'm a successful person, that this is the thing people are unconsciously doing. Like, is it worth it? Is the juice worth the squeeze? Is it worth all the work, the discipline involved to fix my dietary habits, to start working out, to start hitting the daily steps? Is it worth that if I only lose £5 a month? Of course it is. Of course it is. But this, oh my goodness, I used to be so arrogant, right? As a beginner, I thought I could work out precisely how, I thought I could expect to lose a certain amount of weight or to have six-pack abs in a certain amount of time as a total beginner. Right? When I was 40 pounds heavier than I am now, I was arrogant enough to try and predict how long it would take, right? If I went to somebody in my industry, if you're starting a new business right now and you go to the best in class in your industry and you say, how long is it going to take me to net profit $1 million a year? They will laugh you out the room. They're like, hold on, you haven't taken $1. What are you talking about, mate? How dare you be so arrogant to ask me a question about how long it's going to take to meet a really high level that you're nowhere near right now? And that's what I was doing as a beginner, and I know a lot of you will resonate. I know, right? I'm pushing buttons now. I know there's a lot of you right now, literally, you say this to yourself consciously. Some of this might be unconscious for you, but as I say it, you'll go, oh, ouch, that hurts because I'm doing that. I think I'm doing that, Ryan. That's why that offended me so much. There's a lot of you right now that are literally saying to yourselves, I have to lose 15 pounds in X amount of time. I've got to lose 20 pounds or it's not worth it. Or I won't even bother. Or there's a lot of people that are like, I get messages every day in my inbox on Instagram, especially, not so much here, but on Instagram especially, from people saying, do you think I can lose 15 pounds in X amount of time if I start a plant-based diet? And I'm like, honestly, I reply respectfully and politely, but when I think about the arrogance involved in that, and I'm trying not to moralize, because this was me, right? I'm not on a moral high ground with this, but it is so arrogant to think, oh, if I do this thing that I've never tried and I'm totally new to, and I'm even in the beginning stages of, that I should expect a certain result in a certain time. There's no such thing as slow progress. It's all progress. Now, of course, on the scale, with our fitness results, if we start lifting some weights in the gym, it's nice to know that we're going in the right direction. And it's nice to feel like we're going in the right direction in a manner that feels motivational, that incentivizes us to keep going. If it feels like a snail's pace all the time, of course, that can sometimes affect our motivation. But it shouldn't, should it? It shouldn't. I take issue with the fact it does. I don't take issue with the fact you do it. I don't take issue with the fact that we are impatient little creatures, because it's in us. That desire for the instant gratification, we want the fast results, that's human nature. But the idea that it somehow doesn't count, or that it's so inferior that we should just stop or not try, that losing £1 a week is so drastically worse than £2 a week because it means your weight loss journey is going to take another 3 months. What is 3 months over your whole life? Think about how slowly you gain the bloody weight. Did you gain 30 pounds overnight? Of course not. So why be so bloody entitled to think that it's going to come off in 12 weeks? Let it go. There's no such thing as slow progress. And it's when I started to realize this, it's when I could see how expensive, figuratively, probably monetarily too, but figuratively, how expensive it was for me to be so hooked on the idea of a certain speed of progress. To see that actually that thought made me self-critique my my perception of slower progress so much that I just quit and give up. And then where do I go? I rebound back up. I throw it all away because I think I should have faster progress. So when I just get over my story of slow, fast progress and just accept that if the scale is moving, and I'll have little stall, I'm not talking about plateaus every now and again, but if the scale is moving, if my eating habits, even if in a very non-linear fashion, they're improving, if my binging is getting less frequent and less severe, which it did for years, it was still happening. I was still binge eating after I went vegan, I went plant-based. In June of 2015, I lost 25 pounds. In approximately 12, 13 weeks after that, I was still binge eating in that time. I was still binge eating 18 months after. I still probably binge ate 3, 4, 5 times last year. I almost did it today, and that's inspired this video as well. I almost binged today. I'll be talking about this on Instagram, maybe another video here shortly, and how I managed to get through that one. So, like, the idea that I would look at my binging now today and go, oh, that's terrible. Oh, it's not even worth it. Oh, why even bother? No, the point is, the question to ask ourselves is, are we still making progress? All these moments where we're like, but it's not fast enough, it's not enough, me, more. Are we making progress? That's the bottom line. If so, keep going. And maybe there sometimes is an argument that it could be more efficient and that you're making too many mistakes and that maybe half a pound of weight loss a week, maybe it could go to a pound. And if you just tied up a few loose ends, you found that next level of consistency, you're a bit more willing to measure your portions. Because I know what some of you are like, oh, I'm eating healthy. Yeah, but do you ever weigh your food? Do you ever use measuring cups? Oh no, Ryan, maybe I should start doing, yeah, you're telling me. It might be literally 300 calories difference every single day. Yes, so maybe there sometimes is an argument for a greater level of efficiency. But the idea that there is such a thing as slow progress, I hate it. I hate it. And I hate how arrogant, not you, but us as individuals, all of us, I hate how arrogant that our conscious souls, to sound rather woo-woo, can actually be with, it has to be a certain speed, it has to be this, gotta be this or it's not worth it. I hate that. So, yes, rant over. Maybe I've just used this video as an excuse to rant. It feels good for me. I hope it felt good for you guys too. Probably not. Yeah, once I internalized this, that slow and steady really does win the race, and if there's progression there on the scale, even if it's non-linear, with the binge eating, even if I feel like I'm slipping backwards sometimes, as long as there is, generally speaking, a steady improvements in relationship with food, as long as, all right, maybe I'm not stronger in the gym every single session or every single week, but generally over time, am I getting fitter? Do I feel a little bit stronger? Can I do more reps with those 10 kilo dumbbells? Do I eventually have the ability to move to the 12 kilo dumbbells? As long as we're growing, what's the problem? All this resistance we have to the timeline, this arrogance that we should be able to predict, especially as a newbie, when you don't know anything, right? We should be able to predict the timeline that it takes to achieve this level of control with food or this level of weight loss. So arrogant. So arrogant. And I know my journey has been very slow over the years, but I think at some point I learned to really accept that and stop fighting it. That actually pushed me on. It actually propelled me rather than sending me backwards because it was so bad or it was not worth it. Of course it was bloody worth it. I was still making progress. That's the bottom line. Hopefully for you, life is going to be long, it's going to be fruitful, so who cares if you only lose 10 pounds in 3 months versus the 20 pounds that you were so dead set on? Who cares? You're still going in the right direction. A lot of people, especially with weight loss, I've used this one before, I know a lot of people resonate, they overestimate how much weight they can lose in a month, but seriously underestimate how much weight they can lose in a year. And when you start playing the long game, when you just start accepting slow progress, because generally speaking, you know the transformation will come, the peace that can come in the journey, right? All of this stress and angst, all of this resistance people have while they're actually getting results because they think it's slow. You're still getting results, mate. Do you know how many people would beg to see some progress? How hard this can be for some people. You're making progress and you're angry because it's not a pound more each week. Get over it. Get on with it. We're playing the long-term game, and just think about how, when I think about how much I've changed over 10 years, well, I'm so glad I just stuck with it. But the idea that it was going to be really fast from day one, I quickly realized, number one, that wasn't the case, and two, if I did believe it should be the case, that was really going to cause problems. You know what? It's the word should. This is it. This is the string between all the limiting beliefs, when it comes to health, weight loss, fitness, frankly, in every other area of life. When you have this idea of should, that the progress should be a certain way, I should have visible abs by now, I should stop binge eating, I should have stopped binge eating by now, I should be beyond where I am, I should be better. This is all perception, who's to say you're not, but I should be better than the place I'm in. It's that should, because should directly contests reality. And so you're always going to be fighting it. It's always going to cause stress. It's always going to cause this idea that you're behind. And actually, this makes consistency way harder. You have all the more reason to give up because your self-talk is so punishing, it's so resentful, it's so, I should be doing better, more, should. When actually, if you could just ease in and pat yourself on the back and stay calm and have peace around this process that I'm making progress, that's the bottom line. The whole process becomes more enjoyable. The whole diet becomes more enjoyable. You don't fight every rule that you impose on yourself. You don't moan every time you've got to go to the gym anymore because you're content with the product that it's yielding, with the results that it's yielding, rather than constantly fighting the results that it's yielding because it's too slow, because you expected more, because should. Rant over. If you want to work with me, it's such a strange plug at the end of this. If you need help with all of this mindset stuff, if you need someone to make sure you actually stick to this time, if you understand the theory of weight loss, but you want that accountability from me, that support, that hands-on, one-on-one element, someone in your corner to get you through these low moments like we're talking about today, where you get discouraged and you think it should be faster and you just need someone to remind you, hey, it's fine, you're doing great. You can learn more to work with me below. Rant over. Should.